Straight ahead on CCX News, trying to curb the clutter, the service that could be expanding to a city near you. Plus, a playbook for character. Osseo Middle School students get a lesson on life. But first, how fast are homes selling? So fast that sellers are actually afraid to sell. CCX News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. The summer housing market is a case of low supply and high demand.
The new listings in the Twin Cities were down more than 8% this spring, and local realtors tell us some families who want to move up are afraid to put their house on the market because it might sell before they're ready.
They want to make sure if you're moving up in a house that you're getting a house that meets your new criteria, and the problem is that they're seeing those houses sell right away. So the concern is putting their house on the market, having it sell right away, and not having anywhere to go.
If a house shows well, those priced in the $250,000 range are often selling in under a week, and some with multiple offers. That makes it so hard to buy that realtors we talked to today say they are telling their clients to have a plan B. And that might include living with parents or friends until you can buy a house.
They're having that discussion right up front. They're saying, hey, we're getting ready to sell our house. We're hoping to find something, but if we don't, can we stay with you while we're looking? And that's what most of them are doing. It's not what they're hoping happens, but we're trying to be prepared that there's a likelihood that that could happen.
Other Plan B ideas can include buying that new house first with a small down payment, and then when your house sells, you can add to the principal. The Minneapolis Association of Realtors says the Twin Cities has a housing supply of just 2.2 months, and that's the lowest since 2003.
Meantime, apartment developers say the Twin Cities is underserved for studio and one-bedroom apartments. It's one factor pushing a new housing development on land currently used for farming near the Elm Creek Park Reserve. A St. Cloud developer is proposing a 3-story, nearly 100-unit apartment building, and Lennar Corporation would build 70-row-style townhomes. The apartment rents would start at about $1,000 a month for a studio unit. The townhomes would sell for between $270,000 and $290,000. The Maple Grove Planning Commission is recommending approval. Housing projects are behind a surge in population growth in the northwest suburbs.
The latest population estimates show the 9-city CCX News viewing area has grown by nearly 20,000 people in the last 6 years. As you might expect, the biggest growth drivers are Plymouth, Maple Grove, and Brooklyn Park, each increasing by more than 4,000 people since 2010. One interesting note, the Twin Cities housing vacancy rate declined to an estimated 4.1%. That's the lowest since the 2000s and among the lowest in the country.
A new program will allow Robbinsdale residents to get rid of unwanted clothes and other goods from the comfort of their homes. The service is called Simple Recycling and is already underway in Brooklyn Park, New Hope, and other cities. Reporter Sonia Goins has more.
Unwanted clothes and shoes taking up space in your life? Instead of driving somewhere to get rid of your unwanted items, there's now a new way to recycle and repurpose.
We're expanding the field of things that can be recycled.
People are familiar with recycling electronics and mattresses, but many folks don't consider clothing. Instead, many textiles end up in the trash.
85% of clothing does not get donated. It gets disposed of by people putting it in the trash.
Roller bags.
Some local cities are trying to change that thought process. Brooklyn Park and the Hennepin County Recycling Group, which includes the cities of Brooklyn Center, Crystal, and New Hope, have teamed up with a for-profit company called Simple Recycling.
They collect the material and then it gets sorted into one of 3 categories, either domestic reuse or overseas reuse.
Here's how it works. Customers are given big orange bags to put their old stuff in.
We mailed these out to all the homeowners in February.
Shoes, clothes, books, and other items go into the bag. Then every 2 weeks, residents set the bag out on trash day. The materials are then shipped off to a warehouse in Detroit, where they are sorted. Some stuff will be reused domestically, while others will go overseas.
And then stuff that just can't be reused, it's ripped, torn, That's going to go to the fiber markets, and then that material will be recycled into shop rags, insulation, other things like that.
Most of these items would have ended up in a landfill. Only 15% would ever get recycled or donated. Experts say this program is good for the environment and conscientious consumers.
In Brooklyn Park alone, we have pulled more than 40,000 pounds of clothing.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
The service is free, and Robbinsdale will start its simple recycling program coming up on June 5th. When you are in school, reading books, of course, is critical to success.
But other things are important too, such as learning how to become a solid citizen. Eric Nelson joins us now with more on that. Eric?
Yes, Alex and Mike, character does count, which is why some students at Osseo Middle School were saluted today by the Minnesota Vikings, Greater Twin Cities United Way, and the education technology company EverFi. The event was the Launch Character Education Program that focused on getting students to learn basic life lessons, such as good manners, learning a proper handshake, and conflict resolution.
You can work on, how fast you are, how strong you are when it comes to being an athlete, but you really need to put that much energy in developing as a better young man and a better young woman. So these keywords that we're talking about, some of these drills that we're talking about are here to reinforce that message.
1, 2, 3. Yes, I can!
On this sun-drenched day, the kids got in some fitness too as they participated in different drills at the Osseo football stadium. Former Minnesota linebacker E.J. Henderson, Viking cheerleaders, and others led the charge, motivating the youngsters as they went through various obstacles and challenges. For Henderson, this is personal. He views himself as a role model.
Anytime you play for the Vikings and you walk around with the Vikings name on your chest, you have to be a role model, not just for them, but for myself, for my family. I got 2 young daughters at home that I try to be a mentor for, so it all fits together.
Now, the Osseo Middle School students have gone through this program for the entire academic year. As for EJ, he continues to work with the Minnesota organization after a 9-year career with the Vikings. Mike?
All right, thank you, Eric. Well, a call is out for artists to help spruce up the streets in Golden Valley, make that high above the streets where banners are in need of replacement. The Golden Valley Arts League is calling on artists to come up with 6 winning designs in the next month that will fly in several locations in the downtown area for the next 5 years.
The thing that we're looking for most is artistic variety and interest that is all over the spectrum from Golden Valley artists. If it is colorful, if it is vibrant, if it really shows off something about Golden Valley, that's fantastic.
The only requirement is that the artist has a connection to Golden Valley. Details on how to submit entries are on the Golden Valley Community Foundation's website, gvcfoundation.org. The deadline to enter is June 30th, and they hope to hang the new banners sometime this fall. Still ahead, what to look for in a new grill. That's next in CCX News Money Savers.
Plus, spots in the singles and doubles portion of the State Boys Tennis Tournament are up for grabs. We'll have the highlights.
But first, a gorgeous Thursday on tap, sunny and upper 70s.
Perfect to spend a little time outdoors and do some grilling.
Absolutely, and if you're in the market for a new grill, this could be a good time to buy. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains why in today's Money Saver.
It is the kickoff to summer.
At Bachman's, you can garden and you can grill.
In preparation for Father's Day and for summer, you're going to see the best pricing on grills, and certainly with incentives too.
If you are shopping for a new grill between now and Father's Day, you can expect to see the best selection and latest trends, like the iGrill feature, where you attach temperature gauges to your meat.
It will send Bluetooth alerts to your phone, so you can be out with your friends or playing a game of bean boards or something like that, and not have to stand over the grill the whole time.
But if you don't want to splurge on the latest and greatest, deciding what to buy depends on your answers to 3 questions. First, what do you want to do? choose the grill that functions best for that purpose.
We have 4 different types of grills. We have gas and charcoal, ceramic, and electric.
For example, gas grills with stainless steel or cast iron grates or brass burners offer the highest quality and durability too. Question 2 is, how many people do you feed most often?
Think about size too, because size does matter. Depending on the number of people we recommend about 10 inches of grilling space per person that you plan on serving regularly.
And finally, what about your space at home?
One trend is there are more electric grills on the market that save space and they're better for apartment or condo living.
Of course, that's great for smaller spaces or for places that don't allow gas or charcoal.
Grills might go on sale in late summer or fall, but there's no guarantee the grill you want will still be here then. So consider buying now to get the best grill for your green.
Space and size are the key factors in how you want to cook. And then you can add on all of those great accessories and things from there.
For Money Savers, Shannon Slatton, CCX News.
Well, 2 other ways to save money while grilling. Use your own kitchen gadgets instead of splurging on grilling gadgets, and then make sure you don't waste fuel while grilling. If you use the kitchen gadgets, get your wife's okay.
Good advice.
Still ahead, something you may not know about Minnesota-grown strawberries.
But first, the Wayzata baseball team moves a step closer to a return trip to the state tournament. John Jacobson steps in next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. Defending state baseball champion Wayzata is the top seed for the Section 6 4A tournament. The Trojans took aim at a 4th win this season over Lake Conference rival Hopkins when the teams met on the winner's bracket of the section tourney. Wayzata's Sam Westermeyer starts the scoring in style, crushing a 2-run blast to left field in the bottom of the 2nd to make it 2-0 Trojans. Hopkins gets on the board as Morgan Holmes rips a hard one-hopper off Westermeyer's glove at 3rd to score Luke Poliak, and the Royals are within 2-1 in the top of the 3rd. But Wayzata widens the lead again. Will Oberg drives it deep over the fence in right center for a 2-run homer. That makes it 4-1 Wayzata through 3 innings. As a pitcher, Oberg wins his 7th game of the season, striking out 10 in 6 innings of work. Wayzata breaks it open later as Tyler Young, sinking liner to left, drops in for a bases-clearing 3-run double. The Trojans win 8-1 as they get to experience another good playoff run.
It's huge. Having guys that were there last year and went through everything we're going through right now, we can bring that experience to the younger guys that may not know what it's like. And playoff baseball is fun, and it's fun that they get to experience that like we did last year, and we get to experience it again.
Also in Section 6, Armstrong stayed alive with an 8-0 win over St. Louis Park. The Falcons are playing Southwest this afternoon at Siebert Field, with the winner advancing to face Hopkins at 7 o'clock Wednesday evening. The surviving team after today's games will play Wayzata for the section title next Tuesday, with Wayzata needing just 1 win to advance on to state. In prep softball, the Hopkins Royals are now a step closer to making a return trip to the state tournament. They were at home taking on Edina in the Section 6 4A winners bracket final. The Hornets get the early lead. Allison May bloops a hit into left field. Quinlan Kyle scores the first run of the game, and it's 1-0 Edina after an inning. In the 3rd, the Royals get the lead. Cassie Huris drops one just over short into center. Hannah Kleist and Natalie Den Hartog both score on the play. Hopkins leads 2-1 after 3. Royals pitcher Mackenzie Merritt settles in, striking out Molly McHugh here. 4th inning, and Hopkins adds to its lead. Den Hartog hammers a single to center field. The throw home to try to get the runner is wild, and Kleist scores again, and it's 3-1. In the 6th inning, Hopkins adds some insurance runs. Den Hartog with a hard single up the middle. Morgan Hawley scores, and it's 4-1. And then Merritt helps seal the win as she delivers this double to the fence, scoring 2 more runs Hopkins wins 6-1. They advance to the section final. Losers bracket play is continuing today with Wayzata, Armstrong, and Edina all left in the tournament. Hopkins plays again later this week. The state tennis tournament is next week. Teams are qualified, and this week the final singles and doubles competition is taking place. Highlights for the Section 5AA singles and doubles finals in Minneapolis. It's an all-white set of final and doubles. Nick Getz serves. Matt Hagan with a quick volley winner. John Foley snaps off a nice backhand return winner here in a close first set. Hagan serving, and it sets up a volley winner for Getz. Foley comes back with a nice serve and volley, but Getz and Hagan win a first set tiebreaker, and they go on to win the match in straight sets over Foley and Michael Dio. In the 5AA singles championship, Armstrong's Nikita Snezhko against Wayzata's John Nudler. Snezhko with the forehand winner here for a point, and then he'll be the returner player here, and he'll laser a backhand down the line for another point. Second set, Snezhko comes to the net behind another big serve and puts away a volley. He wins 6-1, 6-2. Both guys advance on to state. Also, Tristan Felstead and Ryan Frost of Benilde St. Margaret's won the Section 6AA doubles final to qualify for state. Despite a loss on Tuesday, the Heritage Christian Academy baseball team is still alive in the Section 4A tournament. On this week's Sports Jam show on CCX, Jason Melillo profiles Eagles pitcher and Division I recruit Seth Halvorsen. Here's part of what you'll see.
Halvorsen now commands a 4-pitch repertoire, and his style is to go after hitters.
I definitely love to strike guys out. I try not to pitch to let them hit, but it happens, and I try to overpower guys and not let them catch up to the ball a lot.
He's really developed into what's defined as a power pitcher. He uses all his pitches very well. He's not afraid to throw any pitch in any count. So it's been an interesting development to watch over the last few years.
You can see the rest of that story and more on Sports Jam on CCX channels 12 and 799 or online at ccxmedia.org. That's it for sports today. Alex and Mike, back to you.
All right, thank you, John, and we'll be right back.
And finally, we check in on one of the summer's tastiest fruits.
Strawberry season is almost upon us, and at the Bauer Berry Farm in Champlin, cool temperatures and recent rainfall mixed with some sunny weather means that strawberries will be ripe soon. The berry season in Minnesota is short and sweet, and the Bauers have been working year-round, so pickers will have plenty to choose from. These strawberries are grown specifically for Minnesota's climate, and the Bauers believe their berries are better than California or Florida.
We're better. We're better because we can grow a fruit that's optimum on the vine, and it's a softer fruit, but it has more flavor. And I think just like Minnesotans, we're hardy, we get through winter, and our plants get through winter, and I think it gives them a better flavor.
The Bauer Berry Farm is one of the few berry patches in the Northwest Metro, and this is the 40th year that the Bauers have been in business. And it won't be long now before you go and pick your own and
buy
put a few in the bucket, put more in the,
in the mouth. That's right.
That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We will see you back here on Thursday starting at 4 o'clock.